It will be a very different season of holiday celebrations, to say the very least. Let's check in with Party City CEO Brad Weston with a look at his business ahead of the crucial holiday season. Brad, good to see you on this Black Friday week. How is your business going to look this quarter compared to last quarter? I would say this season is the year of virtual celebrations. Does that mean business will be down?
So as you saw in our third quarter results, that our business was actually quite strong. As we go into fourth quarter, our quarter began with Halloween. It was down to last year, but better than our expected results. I think we're going to see more from the consumer around how they're changing how they celebrate. Back when we moved into the COVID period back in March and April, we saw consumers starting to change how they celebrate. The good news is they are celebrating. It just looks different right now.
Party City has made a big play into the balloon category. You go to the website, you see these large, gigantic balloons. You hop on your earnings calls, talk about balloons are very front and center. What percentage of your business is balloons? What are the sales there, and what are your hopes moving forward?
Yeah, when we talked to our business back in 2019 and prior, we talked about that being about 20% of our overall sales. As you can imagine, in this period of time, in a pandemic period with consumers celebrating differently and really getting into the decor of the party, et cetera, we've seen our core categories like balloons and birthday and entertaining really being some of our biggest growth drivers. And I've been pretty upfront that balloons are performing well, and they're core to both our short-term and our long-term strategy.
Brad, you mentioned something, and you guys brought it up in the release and the call as well, is that the holiday period, the Halloween season, was better than you had feared. And that's an idea we've heard from a lot of different operators across a lot of different industries. We hear it from investors as it relates to earnings. What does that mean to you guys in terms of it wasn't as bad as we thought? What were you looking for? Where did the business surprise? And does that make you more constructive on 2021 than maybe you were just a couple of months ago?
Yeah, as we came out of, or we're thinking about that April, May time period, as we had to make some big decisions around inventory for Halloween and how we were going to staff and, how many pop-up stores we were going to open. In an environment where cash is king, you make more conservative decisions. And so as we looked at Halloween, we did pull back to what we thought was an appropriate level. And we were pleased with our results. We had a lot of learnings from past years that we put into 2020 related to how we market the holiday, our digital experience, our in-store and omni-channel, and the fulfillment, buy online, pick up at curbside was new, and delivery was new. And so we had learnings going into Halloween. We have new learnings from Halloween, and we'll put those into place for fourth quarter and this upcoming Christmas and New Year's period of time. And we'll get learnings from there that'll continue to make us better.
Brad, you all did an exchange offer, a credit exchange offer earlier in the year that extended your funding, you said, through this coronavirus stressed period. How long do you see that period at this point? And are you going to need to do another kind of funding facility, or what would it take for you to need to do another funding facility at some stage?
Yeah, so we're always looking at our capital structure and our financing through multiple levers. The debt exchange that we made was really significant to our long-term health, as we eliminated some debt and quite a bit of debt and added to our liquidity. As we operate our business, we're being extremely disciplined, extremely controlled, and feel very good about our capital structure right now and the outlook for it in the near term and long term.
Brad, within the third quarter release, you exited the quarter with, I believe, 739 stores. That was compared to 843 last year. Are store closures still in your future, and what's the optimal store size for Party City?
So we're constantly examining our store fleet from a sales and profitability optimization perspective. We are constantly engaged in rigorous analysis at the store level and at the market level as we look at population change, and right now shifts in co-tenancy and co-tenant viability. To be honest, that kind of view and examination always results in store openings, store relocations, and store closures in the past, and that'll continue. The way I look at this is, let's look at what the consumer needs. Let's see where demand is, and as an omni-channel retailer that believes in brick and mortar and digital to really fulfill party experiences, we feel fine with our store base today, but we're constantly looking at it.
I think you piqued some interest on the street, Brad, with regards to a potential new prototype store rollout next year. What is that prototype? What's the focus there, and how many do you think you'll open?
So we went into this year saying that we wanted to open 35 to 45 what we call our next generation store experience. We're only going to get 22 of those open this year, just because of the pandemic and some constraints related to travel and those kinds of things earlier in mid-year. The focal point of that store is really to bring balloons, won't surprise you, really to the physical epicenter and the emotional epicenter of the store, and create a whole experience around balloons filling up, and the sound of helium in the store, and an occasional balloon that pops, and kids walking around with balloons in their hands looking happy as can be. We're also trying to move to more of a shop-in-shop and a racetrack layout for our stores that makes it easier to navigate and bring down the sight lines. Today, our legacy stores, are long, daunting aisles of product, and built pretty high. And so we believe we're a little over assorted, we're over inventoried, and we have the opportunity to bring those sight lines down, curate the assortments a little bit more, and make balloons the center point.